All right, we are here with Stanford defensive backs coach Dwayne Akina, and before we get into the football, I have to ask, is this the craziest or oddest reason you've ever had a practice moved?
Yeah, well, this will be the first one. Yeah, I've never been through this, and hopefully it's such a tough situation. You know, your heart just really feels for those families and everybody that's going through all of this. But hopefully it will all get better for those that are being stricken by this disaster.
So today, Coach Shaw likes to call the tough day for you guys of the week. I guess there's a lot of the red zone, goal line, a lot of specialty stuff going on. What did you want to get done with your position group today, and how did it go?
Well, today is a critical time because a lot of situations are here, and I talk all the time about critical situations in the game where you have to make plays, and the red zone is one of those critical situations. And we were much more productive last week, if you saw against Utah right there when they got down tight. Kept them to a couple field goals, and that was a big influence in the outcome of the game. So today, learning your opponent down there when it gets tight, and continue that mental toughness when it's first and goal on the 2-yard line. It's not over, and so we had something to build on there. And then just continue to learn on the third down. There were some third down situations today that we also got through.
So a lot of times, cornerbacks especially only get noticed when something bad happens. Mm-hmm. Elijah had a couple of pass interference calls, right, but there's an awful lot of plays in the game. So I'm just curious, overall, how did he grade out on a game like that? He's
been playing outstanding for us. You're right. With the nature of the defense we play, we put a lot of pressure on the corners. They're in one-on-one situations. We put a lot of pressure on our safeties too. We probably, gang up the front a little bit more than a lot of people. Don't play a lot of soft zone. So there's a lot of pressure on those guys. So I think there's a lot of hidden plays where there's a sack or something where, coverage helps pressure and pressure helps coverage. And certainly there's a lot of times that we have gotten the quarterback to the second look that's given them guys success to get to the quarterback that goes unnoticed at times, except when we get in the room. And then it goes the other way, where we might be in a negative position and the pressure wins early. So it goes back and forth, and we're really doing a good job of working together. But both corners are playing outstanding right now with as much pressure as we're putting on these guys.
So give us a little scout on Oregon. What do the Ducks like to do in their pass game?
Well, they're a vertical throwing game, a lot of speed, like all the Oregon teams we've had in the past. Great athletes. Great scheme. The staff does a great job of utilizing the talents that they have. They got a quarterback that has legs, so you have to count for him, and that also puts a little more pressure on you defensively when you have to defend the quarterback run game too. So this will be a tough challenge for us, but that's the nature of this conference. Every week you're going to have to play well in order to stack a W.
So just obviously, I know you can't go into too much detail, but when you have the added responsibility of a running quarterback, how does that inform your position group, especially on the outside?
Yeah. Well, many times, what you've seen, and there's been a lot, some of the completions this year is you have to cover them twice, is what I say. So you may have them covered, the quarterback breaks contained, stays on his feet. Now we have to relocate the receivers, and now they're into their second route. So it puts added strains on you that way. It puts added strains on your eye control, where once that quarterback starts moving around, we can't lose our eyes and start watching the game. We got to get back to our disciplines again, and and then there will be some 3rd and 5 situations where we could be off the field, and he keeps the play alive and then keeps the drive alive. So, they can be difficult covers.
And then just one last thing for you, the play of Justin Reed. You have a long list of guys who have played for you who are pretty impressive. To this point in this year, where does he fit? What kind of season is he having from your point of view?
I think the numbers bear out that he's having a great year. And once again, we put a lot of pressure. We ask him to do much more than I would say the majority of college football teams ask their safeties to do. Comes down and he defends the slot man for man, which many times has been the other team's best receiver. He'll be in another good challenge today. He'll also be in the safety. We got him in the box in run game situations. So he's very multiple. He's one of the few players I've had over the long years that I've been involved in this that can play all 6 positions physically, but also can play all 6 positions mentally, which is very unique. There's only been 2 or 3 that have been able to do that for me. And So he's having an outstanding year, and he'll be the first one to tell you that there's still a lot more in there. You know, he's got a very high standard for himself, and there's still a lot of improvement. And what's beautiful about him is his work ethic, and he wants to be a great player. You know, the best ones I've had have been driven. It hasn't been only about the athletic ability. It's about a lot of the other things, you know, the attitudes, things you can't measure just on paper. And he has all those things, the things you measure on paper and the measurables off, and now he's putting it together on the grass.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.